guys, how's it going? Sorry I haven't made a video in a long time. But, I just, been going through some things lately. I just found out today, I got a text saying that my landlord's ending our lease. Both mine and Nick's lease, and a little bit screwed up. My job situation hasn't been that great. I haven't been making that much money in tips in this job, so I've been kind of worried about that a little bit, and mine's been occupied by those things. Yeah. So I've been kind of, thinking about that and whatnot. But, I'm just going to keep praying that, everything will work out for the best. So yeah. But, really, it seems like crap like this happens too often to decent folk, and it's really messed up. Frankly, I'm sick and tired of the dollar bill. I've pretty much had enough of it. It is the greatest evil the world has ever seen, and it keeps us as slaves. As long as we're striving to get that dollar bill and whatnot, we're all slaves in a sense. But understand it. It's like, why does this thing have to be the thing that people dictate their lives by? You know what I mean? I just don't get it. I mean, I do get it, but I don't at the same time. If that makes sense. The world's pretty messed up. And, I'm getting to the point where I feel like a slave. A slave for that dollar bill. And now, I'm not, before I say this, nobody freak out. I'm not talking about suicide here. But there's times when I just feel like giving up on the world. Just, there's times when I feel like just grab my dog and grab my backpack and gear up and just walk across the country like Forrest Gump or some shit. Like, that is gonna be my last option if I can't find my own place or something like that. I'm gonna have to just sell all I have and just take my dog and just walk across the U.S., see how far I can get. And I know that might sound insane to some people and stuff, but, you know, it's not really that crazy. I mean, you know, I walk as much as I can and then just find a place to rest and continue walking. But, you know, I'm just so tired of this dollar bill. I'm so tired of how people put money at the top of everything and act like money's the greatest thing ever. Like, you heard them before, like people like getting money, blah blah blah. You know, it's not cool. And, you know, we need to stop trying to tell people that money's the greatest thing in the world. You know, it's already gotten bad enough. Like, someone could go out and sell their own mother as a sex slave for money. That happens in the world. As sad as it is. You know, but they don't care, because to them all they want is their money. And what it is a fucked up group of people that control most of this world's wealth. And seriously, people just gotta listen to what I'm saying here. A small group of people that control most of the world's wealth. They own gas refineries, oil refineries, sorry. They own the banks. They own land. They own the energy. They own energy. And it won't be long before they own the air that we breathe as well. You know? And these people that are controlling, they don't give a fuck about any of us. They don't care. They don't care if we're struggling for money and they have all the money and they're hoarding it all to themselves. They don't care. But it's an illegitimate and it's a corrupt system that's going on right now. And in a sense, these people own so much, they almost own you entirely. To them, we're considered property. We're assets. Dollar signs. That's what we are to them. And I don't agree with it, and it's messed up. You know? I don't think there should be a group of people that control most of the world's wealth. That's not acceptable. It needs to be equal amongst people. People talk about how bad communism is and stuff like that. This is anti-communism that's going on in the US. And it's worse. Because there's a small group of people that control everything. And when I mean everything, I mean everything. The news organizations, media, you know, you name it. They probably own it. And there's people that we haven't even heard of that own a majority of this stuff. You don't believe me? Google the Council of 13. And I think you'll be shocked to see some of this stuff. You see, once you start researching and once you start understanding this, you start realizing that this whole world, this government, is a pyramid scheme. From the very get-go. That's purely what it is. A pyramid scheme. And at the top of this scheme, can you guys guess who's at the top? Who these Freemasons perceive to be God. But we're smart enough to know it's not God. He goes by another name. His name is Satan. And the Freemasons have him, well, when you're a high enough level Freemason, you get access to what's known as the Blue Lodge. And the Blue Lodge is where a lot of the effed up stuff starts happening within Freemasonry. You know, that's when they go into Egyptian symbology and stuff like that, and a lot of this, all this crazy nonsense. And then you get to a point where you're so high up, like the more high up you are, the more you know about how that organization works. And when you're at a high enough point, you know exactly how all of it works. And, you know, it's messed up. These Freemasons have screwed up this dang country. And it's really sad because when I grew up thinking, you know, we lived in America, you know, the land of opportunity and stuff like that. That is the biggest joke I have ever heard. The land of opportunity. If this really was the land of opportunity, there wouldn't be nearly as many homeless individuals around. First off, you know, there wouldn't be broke individuals in this country if it was the land of opportunity. And don't try saying, well, it's their fault and stuff. They screwed up. Sometimes, yeah. Most of the time they didn't. Most of the time, it's veterans who risked their life, or who thought they were fighting for their country and fighting to keep their country safe, but it's really just a rich man's war is what it is. It's a war. You're really just helping out the elites. For anyone who is in the armed service, who has given their life, I will say thank you. But you need to know who you're fighting for. You're not fighting for the safety of this country. If you think that our armed forces is the reason why we haven't been invaded by Muslims, you need to do some research and some studying. Even though there's radical Muslims, and even though they would love to see this country destroyed, they're not dumb enough to get together an unorganized team of ragtag individuals to first off, there's not nearly as many as these people are thinking, as many as these radical extremists. There is a good amount, but not as many as people think, though. You know, and I put it this way. I put it like this. If we knew a country had resources, we wanted to get our hands on those resources so bad, but we knew it wasn't, But we knew we had to have a reason to go there. Because we need help to steal these resources. Come on, guys. You don't think that they would see it? Does anybody not see a correlation? Like, they saw there was resources. They wanted the resources. They knew they needed a reason. So they came up with... They purposely attacked their own country strictly for these resources. Strictly so we would have an excuse to go into this country, invade their country, and expect them not to retaliate and not to defend themselves. I'm sorry, but we're the bullies. This country is the bully. This country is the biggest thief out of all these countries. I'll say it right now, I don't care what government agency is listening. They know they're in the wrong. The higher ups, they know what they've done. You know? That's why you're fighting a rich man's war. There's two reasons why they invaded Iraq in the first place. For oil and for westernized banking. The Muslim people the Iraqi people didn't want that. They didn't want the interference. They didn't want their valuable resources taken from their country. Could you imagine if one of these countries tried to come in with a massive amount of troops and try to take over our oil refineries and stuff like that? It would be a world war. You better believe it. And gosh, man, what gives us the right to still be in their country? Can anybody please answer me that? What gave us the right to go into their country to begin with? You know? And it all goes back to what I'm talking about. Money. Money. Because these people, these powers that be, wanted money. They don't care how many lives it costs to get their money. They could care less. You know? So please, people, stop treating people like crap. Stop acting like money is the greatest thing in the world. It's the shittiest currency ever, and it's decreasing in value as time goes by. The US dollar has decreased so much in value in the past 40 years. It's ridiculous. Very soon, the dollar is going to be obsolete. So, I just wanted to talk about that stuff with you guys a little bit. Share some of my concerns about that. Because whether you agree with it or not, it is a rich man's war you're fighting. And you're not fighting for the safety of this country. Because we all know that those individuals, they don't have the capacity, they don't have the manpower, they don't have the money, they don't have the resources to pull over a takeover of the US. They don't have that. So and next time you hear on the news like, oh, violence in the Middle East or some shit, ignore it. Just turn your TV off after you hear that. It's all propaganda. It's all BS. It's all just ridiculous shit. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm fed up with it. And the fucked up thing is, our money is going towards this war, or this, whatever you want to call it, this taking Because that's what they're really doing. They're taking hostage of these countries, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. And that's why. And also that's kind of why too that I say thank you for your service to these people, because a lot of the people don't understand what's really going on. They're in the dark about this. They only know what they've been fed and told by the government. Oh, you're doing this for your country, you're keeping your country safe. You know what I mean? Let me ask you guys this question. When was the last time that this... Okay, other than the British, well, it was already Britain. Okay, that doesn't exist because it was already British territory before the Declaration of Independence was signed in 1776, July 3rd, 1776, not the 4th. But yeah. It's just, my thing is, like, this country's never been taken over by another country, never been invaded. At least to my knowledge, it never has. Why are we so concerned now, in this day and age, that a country like that is going to take us over? It's not, it's... Gosh, guys. Don't let the media fool you. Don't let the media get a hold of your feelings like that. Don't let them have control of your feelings. They have no right to. Now, does that mean that this country won't be taken over? It is going to be. It will in the future. This country's made way too many fucking mistakes, borrowed way too much money from other countries. In fact, we're in so much in debt to China that technically China owns most of this country. They do. Better believe it. And, their patience is wearing thin. If they want to, they can come and take this country. They know it. And it's because that, we put ourselves in so much debt. So, just food for thought. Eventually this country will be taken over. But I think that's going to be way later down the line. I really don't think we really have anything to worry about at this point. Especially not from... Even though you guys know my stance on Muslims and how wrong I think Islam is and stuff like that. But even though I think that that stuff's wrong, that's their land, You can't just up and decide you're going to invade another country and not expect them to fight back. But anyway, I've been going on this rant a little too long. But it's all important stuff. It is definitely all important stuff, and it's information people need to know. So, just wanted to share that with you guys. Thanks for taking the time out to listen and watch my video. Love all you guys. Hope you guys are having a great night. And as always, if you guys have any questions at all, just drop me a comment in the comment box. And have a good night, guys. Bye.